Hey guys, this is Kiwami Drive and I'm Dean, and in this video we'll be doing an analysis on Kamen Build's second quarter toy catalog. And we'll be going through this page by page, and we'll get through this. It'll be a relatively long video, but let's get through. In this first page, we have Kamen Build's new power-up item, which is the hazard trigger. And in this power-up item will allow Kamen Build to access hazard forms. It allows them to use hazard forms alongside the full bottles. So for example, as you can see, there's a rabbit tank hazard form, which gives Build a generic black armor or suit with eyes depending on the full bottles being used, such as rabbit tank's eyes. And if you look down on where it says YouTube, down below on this page, it says you can see next to rabbit tank hazard form, there's smartphone wolf hazard form. And it has different eyes but the same body. So we can assume that every other hazard form will have the same armor but with different eyes depending on the full bottles being used. And let's continue on to the rest of this page. We have Phoenix Robo full bottle set, which confirms the Phoenix Robo best match, which was revealed in many hacks of the build driver. And we can see what it looks like, and it looks pretty cool. Next to that full bottle set, we have what appears to be the Ozu and Forzair best matches. And it says here that the metal full bottle set will work with the Tucker or Hawk full bottle to combine to make a best match for Ozu, while for Forzair it uses Friendship or Usual full bottle to combine with the Rocket full bottle to make the Forzair best match. So as you can tell, Hawk and Rocket are already existing full bottles that have best matches with different full bottles. So as you can tell, we're not going to get unique full bottles for each Legend Rider full bottle set. So for example, we're not going to get 2 unique full bottles for Drive maybe. Instead we're going to get one that has already been in a best match and one that isn't. And on to the next page. Okay, on the next page we have a new driver in the Kamen Build series, and it's called either the Scruff Driver or the Scratch Driver. But the katakana is quite ambiguous, so it could be either way, or it could be romanized in a different way. I don't know. But as you can see here, it's the driver. It looks similar to the mock driver and the Sengoku driver at the same time. It's kind of a mixture. Has a similar lever / knife, the way the knife works, and it has kind of that muzzle design on the side, as you can probably notice. But it instead of using 4 bottles, it actually uses a new kind of henshin item, which are called Scrash or Scrush Jellies. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to call it Scrush Jellies or Scruff Driver. But as you can see, we have the Dragon Scrush Jelly and the Robot Scrush Jelly, and these will be used in the Scruff Driver. And the Scruff Driver will be used for Ryuga, who is Kamen Rider Cross, and he will use it to become Kamen Rider Cross Charge, and he will use it with the Dragon Scrush Jelly. So this will be a new form with a new driver, and as you can see, he has a new design. He has the same colors, which is blue and orange. And you can kind of see the eye designs are very similar. And one thing I've noticed is with the Scruff Jellies, it's actually like I don't know if it's kind of one of those packets of yogurt or jelly, which come in like a squishy bottle, and you put a straw in it and you just squeeze it out. But it kind of resembles those, and it appears the driver squeezes or squashes the Scruff Jellies. And if you look below, we also have a new Kamen Rider who uses the robot Scruff Jelly, Kamen Rider Grease. And there's a proper picture of him on the next page, but let's focus on this page. We have the henshin sounds for both Kamen Rider Cross Charge and Kamen Rider Grease. But there's not much else on this page besides the Scruff Driver and the Scruff Jellies, and there's only 2 confirmed Scruff Jellies, which are Dragon and Robot, of course. And since we have this leaks of the Scruff Driver, I actually have a small theory regarding Kamen Rider Cross. And since we have earlier scans or leaks that show Kamen Rider Cross, which is essentially Ryuga, and Ryuga uses the build driver to become Kamen Rider Cross alongside the Cross Dragon and the Dragon Full Bottle. He uses the Dragon Full Bottle to insert it into the Cross Dragon, and he uses both of them to come in the build driver to become Kamen Rider Cross. But he'll end up eventually using the Scruff Driver, as we can see, to become Kamen Rider Cross Charge. My theory is that despite Ryuga using the build driver to become Kamen Rider Cross, I have a feeling in the entire series there will only ever be one build driver, and Centaur will become incapacitated in some form, whether it be he has a short coma, or he is heavily injured, or he goes missing somehow, but he will be out of action and Ryuga will have to take his place. But it's kind of an out there theory that hasn't been... It's kind of a story element that hasn't been used in Kamen Rider, but it'll be interesting if they do go that route. But judging by the scans and the fact that Ryuga will end up using this Scruff Driver, it's not too far-fetched to think that. But why would Ryuga not use a build driver that was made for him if Centaur makes another build driver? It sort of doesn't make too much sense. Why would he not use it unless they announce another Kamen Rider who uses the build driver? But that's it for that theory. Okay, on the third page here now, we have a clear picture of Kamen Rider Grease, who uses the robot Scruff Jelly. And next to him we have images of a new weapon, which is called the Twin Breaker. It's a wrist-mounted weapon, and to be fair, I'm not too fond of this design, mainly because it's very flat, yet I don't know, it's the front of it's very flat and the back of it's not so flat, and it has 2 modes, which is the attack mode and the beam mode. The attack mode is the one with the golden piece, which appears to be like some kind of bladed weapon of some kind, or like a pointed weapon which you use to like jab people, I don't know. And then there's the beam mode, which is a dual beam or twin beam, and it can work with multiple items. It can work with full bottles, Scruff Jellies, and the Cross Dragon, and you can put either a single full bottle or Scruff Jelly, and it'll make a single break final attack, which I assume is going to be a slightly weak final attack. And then if you put a full bottle and a Scruff Jelly, well, I assume both 2 full bottles or 2 Scruff Jellies, you get a twin break. And if you put the Cross Dragon in it, it says let's break. Let's break. Sorry. And also, if you go left from that on this page, it tells you how the final attacks with the driver work. Actually, no. It shows you what happens if you put a normal full bottle in it. And it seems to make a unique sound, or a generic sound that shows that it's not compatible. That's what I'm getting anyway. Then above that, just below that clear image of Kamen Rider Grease, it shows the henshin the henshin effect will be for Kamen Rider Cross Charge, at least how the helmet forms. As you can see, there's a blank helmet with orange eyes on the left, far left of that bit of the image, and then what appears to be liquid comes out, which is the color of the Scruff jelly, and then that jelly kind of goes over the head, and then it will harden into the actual helmet. So it's a kind of an interesting design choice. I kind of like it. It's very different, and it shows a different kind of motif of the Kamen Rider build essence, considering the full bottles uses a liquid and the Scruff jellies uses jellies. And one thing I just actually noticed while recording is Kamen Rider Grease. He kind of looks like Kamen Rider Ghost Mugen Damashi. If you look at the helmet especially, I'm not talking about the body, mainly the helmet of Kamen Rider Grease, because Kamen Rider Cross Charge and Kamen Rider Grease, their helmets seem to be transparent or translucent, and then you can see like the base helmet, which is the silver empty helmet. But that's it for this page. On this next page we have a new Kamen Rider which also uses the Scruff Driver, which is a Kamen Rider Rogue, and it appears to be an evolution of the Night Rogue character, who at this point, episode 6 is the latest episode aired, and it appears Gentoku is Night Rogue, so maybe Gentoku will also be Kamen Rider Rogue, or it's a different character if it's not Gentoku. But as you can see, he has a very different design. It's no longer a bat motif. Instead, it's a crocodile. And he instead of using a bat full bottle, he uses the crocodile crack full bottle, which appears to be, it seems like this full bottle has sounds inside of it. It's not just a piece of plastic per se that has no sounds until you put it in the driver. This has sounds outside of the driver and lights. Yeah, it says lights and sounds in the top left corner. As you can see, when you turn the full bottle lid, it will light up and it will say danger, similar to the dangerous zombie gadget, if you will. But it can work in the Scruff Driver, and it will give Kamen Rider Rogue the crocodile crack full bottle. And as you can see just below that, we have the way the head henshins. You can see that the crocodile mouth opens and then it encloses onto the helmet, cracks the helmet, and then forms the eyes, which is pretty cool. And then we have the Nebula Steam Gun, which is essentially another version of the Trans Steam Gun. From what I can tell, it's exactly the same, but it's purple, gold, and green. Actually, it may be slightly different, but from what I can tell, it's the same. I currently do not have a picture of the Trans Steam Gun right now, but what happens is it works with two golden full bottle looking items. From what I can tell in the katakana, the katakana is very small here, but it says gear engine and gear Risokon. Don't quote me on this, I'm just reading the very small katakana there. But it seems to me that the Nebula Steam Gun, if it uses with these, I'm just going to call them gear bottles. These gear bottles will allow Kamen Rider Rogue to summon these two minions or henchmen. And from what I've read from translations, this is the case, but I'm not too sure about that. I can't translate these myself, despite learning some Japanese. But it's still, despite having a similar mold to the Trans Steam gun, it is still compatible with the Steam Blade to make a rifle mode, and it seems to make new sounds because of that. Okay, on the second last page now, we have a list of full bottle sets or best matches. If you're aware, the build driver has sounds inside the driver. The sounds do not come from the full bottles themselves. The full bottles interact with the build driver to allow the build driver to access these sounds. So people have been able to hack the build driver to get these sounds, and if you've been catching up with the hacking of the build driver, you're aware of most if not all of these best matches or full bottle sets. Otherwise, that won't be new for you. So we have on the top left, we have the silver. We have a silver and light blue full bottle, which will be smartphone and wolf full bottle set. And as we can see, we have the design of it. It's not a full body design, so we can't really judge too much on it. We can't see what kind of functions it may have, but it'll make the Smart 4 Wolf best match. In the middle on the top, next to it, we have Uni Laser full bottle set, or Unicorn and Laser, which is the light blue and white full bottles we have here. And next to it, we have a Gold Scorpion full bottle set, which is these maroon and gold color full bottles. And we can see the design of it right there. And if we go below Smartphone Wolf, we have yellow and purple full bottles, which are Tora and UFO, or Tiger and UFO, to make a Tora UFO. And then next to it, on the right, is a Kujira Jet full bottle set, or Whale and Jet, which is a blue and light blue. Then on the right, in the middle, next to it, the green and silver full bottles, we have Turtle and Watch full bottle. And we do not have a design for Turtle Watch. And then below that, we have Shikamido full bottle set. Oh, Deer and Meadle. Deer and Pyramid. So, Deer full bottle and Pyramid full bottle to make Shikamido. For some reason I missed these in my notes, sorry. And then we do not have a design for Shikamido or Deer Pyramid. Next to it we have Giraffe and Wheel. Oh no, it may be Fan. It says Kiddin Cyclone. Must be Fan or Cyclone. But it's yellow or orange and light blue. And we have a design for it. And then we have Penguin and Skateboard, which is black and light green. We do not have a design for it. What I'm thinking of is the ones we do not have a design for, they will be released, but won't necessarily be in the show. Or they're just not going to show off the designs yet. But the ones that do have designs are going to be in the show, or they will be in a special video or special release. But that's what I'm getting from it. And they seem to be grouped. Smartphone Wolf to Turtle Watch are in a blue section, while Tora UFO and Penguin Skateboard are in a different orange section. So I can't tell what these sections are supposed to be unless that's when they're going to be released. but there's no translations on that from what I can tell. And on the final page we have here is basically the Build Change Rider series. I'm pretty sure that's what the toy line is called. But the Build Change series of toys, which are just action figures where you can change the form of build as you get more of these figures. But as you can see on the left here, we have Rabbit Tank Sparkling. This is a power-up form which Kamen Rider Build will get using the Rabbit Tank Sparkling full bottle, which is a single large full bottle in itself, which will be like a rather big can that fits in the full bottle in both slots. And as you can tell, it's just a very spiky version of Rabbit Tank. And this, I believe this is the first full body shot we have of him, and it's kind of what we are expecting. The next of it, we have a full body image of the Kamen Rider Cross Charge figure. I don't believe we already have a image of Kamen Rider Cross's full body, or at least a full body of the figure for Kamen Rider Cross. But this is what Kamen Rider Cross Charge looks like, and as we can see in the diagram below the Kamen Rider Cross Charge figure, we can see how the helmet forms. The helmet initially is blank, or with no armor on it, and looks like by pressing a button or setting something, activating it, the helmet will form on top of it. The armor, the helmet will form on top of it. So that's pretty cool. I believe we've already had a toy like that, a figure like that, in a previous Kamen Rider. I cannot remember which one, but I believe have seen something similar. It may not even be in Kamen Rider, it may be in Super Sentai. But it comes with a twin breaker, a silver one in attack mode. And next to Kamen Rider Cross Charge, we have a full body of Kamen Rider Grease. And as we can see, he has a huge horn on his helmet. And the helmet does kind of look like Kamen Rider Ghost Mugen Damashi, but with the colors of Kamen Rider Ghost Grateful Damashi instead. As you can see, his main colors are gold, black, and orange on his eyes. And he has the robot motif using this robot Scruff Jelly. And he comes with a gold version of the Twin Breaker, but instead in beam mode. So I assume he's going to mostly use beam mode, and Kamen Rider Cross Charge, or Ryuga, will mostly use the Twin Breaker in attack mode. And I also assume the Kamen Rider Grease figure will have a similar helmet in terms of functionality, where it will form on top. But that remains to be seen. In these scans. But judging by the way that's what the Scruff Driver does, it will be the same in some form. And next to it, we have a full body image of Kamen Rider Rogue using the Crocodile Crack full bottle. And as you can see, he has the Scruff Driver as well. But instead of getting the image of the figure, we only get a picture of him. And he has purple, black, and what appears to be silver or white with green highlights. And a lot of white or silver cracks on his chest. So that's pretty cool. And his helmet. In the figure, it appears if you spin the base of the black main helmet part, so it reveals the eyes and the cracks on the helmet. The mouth part, or the purple parts of the helmet, will open up and then encase the helmet. And then it appears to be the Rider Hero series, which is the vinyl figures for Kamen Rider Cross Charge, Phoenix Robo, Kamen Rider Grease, Rabbit Tank Hazard, and Kamen Rider Rogue. And then we have the Legend Rider History, which, from what I can tell, these are just vinyl figures for XZ and 4Z, which are confirmed. And that's it for our analysis of Kamen Rider Build's second quarter toy catalog. if you have any theories or questions, or if you have any explanations of these forms that are revealed, please comment down below. What are your thoughts on these forms, items, toys, whatever you have any queries about, please comment. Subscribe, like, share, and this is Kiwami Drive. I'm Dean, and this is the analysis complete. See yous.